We underestimate animals and don't know much about them. But it turns out they can paint pictures, play sports games at a high level, clean up, and even drive a car. I mean it. Watch the episode to be sure. I'll show you incredible genius animals which intelligence will amaze you. Let's go. Painter. Elephants are considered incredibly intelligent animals, but you should know that they're also extremely talented. Take a look at this elephant named Suda. She lives in Thailand where she's a local celebrity because she can paint. She takes a brush with her trunk and carefully draws lines on the paper. And this is far from meaningless scribbles. Suda draws full-fledged paintings. For example, here she drew herself and even signed the drawing in English. Honestly, I find that hard to believe. It's just incredible how brilliant animals can be. Suda also draws other pictures. Take a look at this process. And while you're watching, I'll tell you how Suda managed to draw it all from a physical point of view. Even though the elephant's trunk can weigh over 220 pounds, Suda's paintings are very neat and graceful. This is because there are about 100,000 muscles in the elephant's trunk. That's about 100 times more than the muscles in an entire human being. Because of this, elephants can both do delicate work and tear things apart. With their trunk, they can both draw pictures and uproot trees. Elephants are amazing. Let's move on to other ingenious animals. First up is the seagull. Apparently, it thought it was too hard to steal food from people, so it solved the problem in an ingenious way. It realized that the food was in the grocery store, went inside and snatched a pack of chips, which it immediately opened and started eating. And here's another video. Something tells me it's the same bird. Ping pong. Do you think you could beat that chimp in ping pong? I don't know about you, but I couldn't. It plays better than many people. It's hard to argue with that. In this particular match, the score was 2-2, but we only saw a small part of it. Who knows? Maybe the primate won. Judging by how well it played, it's possible. A chimpanzee playing ping pong is cool. But what about an animal behind the wheel of a car? And no, it's not just sitting there, it's actually driving the car. It's unbelievable, but it's a fact. Look at these dogs. That's Monty, Ginny, and Potter. And in this footage, they're actually driving a car. They're taking their driver's test. The dog started the car, pressed the brake pedal, shifted gears, steered, controlled the speed, and kept their eyes on the road. It wasn't a prank, it was real. Potter, they're showing now, even turned, though he drove into the lawn at the end. The tailed driver passed his driving test. But how is that even possible? It turns out that the animals were trained to drive a car for 5 weeks on a special cart simulating a car, and then they were trained to be behind the wheel of a real car for another 3 weeks. Basketball. And this is Jamal, a monkey from the Philippines who would fit in any basketball team. Look how good he is at basketball. Thanks to his incredible leaping ability, he slam dunks as good as NBA stars. Yes, of course, the ring, the ball, and the basket are not exactly the same as in real basketball, but it looks incredibly cool to me anyway. Drinking. Apparently, the owners of this cat forgot to water it, or it just didn't have enough water, so it decided to get creative. It watched people, realized how exactly the cooler works, and now it can quench its thirst at any time without waiting for its owners to pour water into its bowl. And here's another water-loving furball. This cat loves running water. The cat has quenched its thirst and cleaned up after itself. It turned the tap off itself so it wouldn't waste water. It checked to see if the water was still flowing, and only then it left. And no, it wasn't an accident. The owners of this smart furball says that it does this very often. What are parrots capable of? Many will immediately think of how they can talk, imitate sounds, and even have small dialogues. That's right, but they're also masters at picking locks. Well, at least this feathered one called Smudge is. His owner puts small doors with different types of locks in front of him, gives him the task of opening the door, and Smudge handles it without much difficulty. If he has to, he can twist something or pull something out and then open the lock. If he has to, he can open the latch. If he has to, he can lift the door by twisting the lifting mechanism. He can even work with keys and find the right key for a particular lock. I wonder if his owner keeps him in a cage. If Smudge can do that, then escaping from the cage shouldn't be a problem for him. Speaking of escape, do you know what genius animals can be called masters of escape? Turns out these are octopuses. This octopus has been placed in a container. There's no lid, just a small opening. It seems like there's no way for such a giant to get out, but it doesn't think so. Like a real illusionist, the large octopus got out of the container in just half a minute. Skater. Learning to skateboard isn't easy, and it's even more difficult when it comes to a dog. But there are some genius dogs in the world, such as Jumpy, who can do it. This amazing dog not only managed to learn how to stay on the board, but also set a Guinness World Record. He skated 109 yards in just under 20 seconds. During one of his attempts, he didn't give up. Even when he drove onto the lawn, Jumpy himself pulled the skateboard onto the asphalt and continued moving. There's another amazing skater, a dog named Rush from Italy. He likes turns and spins more than speed rides, and he can also do this. Watch Rush balancing on his skateboard while holding a stand with 6 cups on his head. That's impressive. Some like skateboarding. Others like playing volleyball. A dog named Kiara plays this game better than many people. See how effectively she works in tandem with her owner. Kiara's a great setter. The dog brought the winning ball. See for yourself. These sea lions are no worse. They play 2-on-2 volleyball in the oceanarium and amaze with their teamwork, knowledge of the rules, and skills. This ginger cat's name is Bruno. He lives in a private house and loves to go out and walk on his own. Getting back in is usually more difficult for him, but he's come up with an ingenious solution to the problem. After a walk, Bruno climbs higher to the bell and rings the doorbell for his owners to open the door for him. And they say cats aren't savvy. Here's another genius cat. It learned to open the door by itself. The furball lives with dogs, which often want to walk outside, but they themselves cannot open the door. So they have to turn to their tailed friend for help. It copes with the task perfectly. The cat opens the door and pushes itself through the hole. The smaller dog opens the passage, and the 2 big dogs come out without any problems. This is real teamwork. Still remember Suda the elephant who draws pictures? Well, that's not the only thing elephants can do. They're not only painters, they're also musicians. This elephant watched the work of a drummer in the zoo and decided to try itself as a drummer. The giant moved the drum to itself and tapped on it with its trunk like a drumstick. Not bad for the first time. And this horse decided to try its hand at keyboard instruments. Check out how it plays the piano. From time to time, it even makes up a full-fledged melody. This horse could be the next Mozart or Beethoven, don't you think? Crossing the road. The genius of animals can be instructive to humans. For example, this family of swans showed everyone how to cross the road properly. These birds would have been allowed to cross the road everywhere, but they decided to follow the pedestrian crossing, as it should be. Slowly but confidently enough, the birds moved to the other side of the road. A lot of people have something to learn from them. As from this elephant, it noticed that someone threw out the garbage literally a couple of feet from the trash can. The giant decided to show people exactly where to throw garbage and quickly cleaned everything up. It seems to me that if the person who left this garbage saw this footage, they would be very ashamed. That's all, guys. Which animal has impressed you the most with its intelligence and talents? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and see you later.